Welcome, everybody, and Merry Christmas to all my friends out there at Fish Hook. Hey, it's Tuesday night. It's pouring down rain over here. I'm in Florida right now, and we had a little bit of technical difficulties getting the internet going. But this is a busy week for everybody, and we're going to try not to keep you all night. I know everybody's out Christmas shopping and it's a little crazy. Mr. Red, how you doing? Doing good, bro. Hey, do me a favor as you guys do come on board. Just tag where you're from. So just for courtesy for everybody else, it just makes it a little bit interesting. Hey, let me tell you what's been happening. I just got into Florida Monday morning. That wasn't the plan. Let me tell you, I'm here for this week, and then we're coming back for Christmas in Tennessee this year and New Year's. But what happened was, I don't know if you guys ever had this experience. I fly Allegiant quite a bit now that they come directly out of Nashville. You guys should look into it, Allegiant Airlines. They're the absolute cheapest, and these are brand new planes, brand new big planes, real nice. Charleston, South Carolina. Yeah, buddy. Well, this is Tampa, Florida, Palm Harbor, where I'm at right now. Well, my flight was scheduled to go out. Matt, how you doing, brother? Good to have you. Merry Christmas, guys. My flight was due to go out Sunday afternoon at 4:52, so I get dropped off. Nice, Tom. How you doing, bro? From Carrollton, Virginia. Yeah, we're going to talk about Virginia tonight, believe it or not. And I'm at the airport. I had to go somewhere with my son, so he dropped me off. We had a little bite to eat together, and then he dropped me off at the airport. But you would not believe this. Look at this, Atlanta. It's cold. Oh, you guys don't know what cold is like, but I know for Atlanta, if it's under 70, it's cold. I know. Same thing down here. Oh, don't worry. We'll be cooking. Oh, yeah. Over an open fire. Yeah, all that's in the works right now. Well, I'm at the airport. I get there about 3 o'clock, 3:30. You don't have to book till 4 o'clock. So I go back there, and then I get a notice on my phone. And this has happened before. You guys have all had this experience. Gets delayed. Okay, no problem. Flight gets delayed, half hour, an hour. I can deal with that. Well, man. Oh, Charles, yes, it is. It's raining, all right. Yeah, it was pouring when I got here. I have to come, guys, as you can tell in the background. That's not my wall decor, but I have to come to the local McD's here because it has, I believe, surprisingly, has tremendous good signal on internet. And then on top of it, at my condo, it's pathetic. This has got about 4 times the power, so that's why I'm there. How you doing, honey? Well, anyway, I sit at the airport. They say it's going to be off till 7:30. Okay, I'll live with that. We're here 2.5 hours. Okay, fine. So I get a bite to eat at the airport, just something light, and I figure I'm going to have dinner with my wife. Well, then they say they've got problems. The flight that's coming in to Nashville was coming in from Syracuse, New York. Now, again, they give us a line. I don't know where these flights come from, and I think the real problems nobody tells us. But these are new planes now. These aren't like Value Jet was years ago. So I'm sitting at the airport, and then all of a sudden we get, I'm getting these email alerts. Hey, flight gets rescheduled to 11 o'clock at night. Can you believe that? 11 o'clock. I said, oh, this is ridiculous. I had called my wife and told her, so I said, I'll just get Uber to take me home. She was going to pick me up at the airport. And she's got her kids she's got to put to bed. So I said, man, I'm not going to bring her out at that time of night. So I've done that before. Or if I get in real super early. Well, as it gets closer to that, you ready? How you doing, brother? Johnny Buckets. Yeah, man, let me know where you're from now. And anyway, as it gets closer to that time, they tell us that the flight that was coming from Syracuse, they grounded the airplane for maintenance issues. Well, maybe they were serious, maybe they weren't, I don't know. But yes, I'm at McDonald's right now, but it's quiet here. I'm the only guy here. Anyway, I'm sitting over there, I said 11 o'clock, and then they say that they've got a rescue plane. I didn't like that term. I told the lady, I said, listen, we're not at sea, we're not drowning. Don't say rescue plane. So I said, you got a replacement plane. That was ridiculous. Athens, Alabama, welcome, bro. And here, another plane is scheduled to go out there. They're deplaning the people in Syracuse, New York. And we're sitting in limbo. So but here's the funny thing. I mean, it was a real interesting, and it wasn't a bad experience. I have to say that. It really, I have to say, Allegiant did the right thing, in my opinion. There were some people that grumbled. They should have went home. They had a bad attitude. Yeah. About 11 o'clock, 11:30, all of a sudden I look at the counter there where the receptionist is for Allegiant, and they've got like, I think it was 40 or 50 boxes of pizza. They brought a big plastic container of ice and glass and cases of Coke and Pepsi. No joke. I never had that experience before. And prior to that, I forgot to tell you, when they knew it was going to be 11 o'clock, people were going to miss dinner. They gave everybody an $8 voucher. Could have been more, but $8 voucher toward a meal at the airport. So immediately I went and had a nice little salmon dinner, which was excellent, with Italian green beans and some rice. It was real good. So I didn't spend a lot of money, got $8 off. That was fine. So I went back there. Then I see the news, 11 o'clock. Then I see the news that that flight time is estimated. And they got another plane coming, but nobody would tell us when. It took quite a while. And finally it said estimated departure 2:30 in the morning. Now, I never went through an experience like that it lasted so long. Well, lo and behold, do me a favor. Let me stop right now. Anybody, if you've got questions, I will answer them. Just wait a little bit. I'll let you know when in the broadcast, because I want to finish going over a couple things, and then I'll be glad to answer the questions. That'd be great. And Mr. Ed, if you don't mind, and anybody else for that matter. And anyway, I'm sitting at the airport, and I see the pizza, and I said, yeah, I don't know when the next flight's coming. I knew better than to do this, because eating that late and that sauce, I'm Italian, I love it, but it is spicy a little bit, and after a while, I'll get what we call agita. It's heartburn. Lo and behold, I ate about 6 pieces of pizza, man. I was starved. Just sitting there. What am I supposed to do? You can only watch so much internet. I watched YouTube that was coming out of my ears. I said, look, I was tired. So anyway, I had that. And then they said after that, it's going to be about 2:30 in the morning. I said, you're kidding me. Well, the kicker, the plane didn't get in to Nashville till 3:30 in the morning from Syracuse. They unloaded the people. We were on the plane at 4:30. Now check this out. After we get on the plane, everybody sit down and locked in. Then the what do you call it? The pilot says, "Hey, just want to let you know we've got a couple of maintenance issues, and being that so early in the morning, we're going to have a guy come here, and they're going to dispatch somebody right away. Just give us about 15 minutes." I said, great. Now from the airport locked in, now I'm locked into a plane. Well, about 15 minutes later, the guy came there. I was something like that. Anyway, about 4:40, 4:45, we actually flew out, believe it or not. I didn't get off the plane till 7:05 Eastern time, Monday morning. I was up the whole night. I really tried to sleep. I have a pretty good sized backpack. I got a new one, and I got my camera gear in there to avoid paying a second bag. It's $20 each way. And it was just enough for my GoPros. Anyway, that doesn't make for a good pillow. I didn't have a jacket. I had something really light, a little pullover. And I was hard on my neck. And I said, this is ridiculous. I had to sit up with my head down. After all, my neck was sore. So virtually, for the most part, I was up all night. And that was an annoying time of being up, because I tried to sleep, was off, tried to sleep. Anyway, the next morning I get in. I went with Amy all day. We just ran around, my honey. And I was exhausted. And finally it came about 1:30, 2 o'clock. I said, listen, you got to drop me off home. We had a Christmas party to go to at night for her, for some of her work, people at work. And I had a crash for about 2 hours. That didn't hit it. Well, you guys have all been through that. Oh, man. I would get like 4 or 5 hours. I'm on a run, man. I feel great. You get like you get a power nap. Ah, man, I was dead to the world. I got home about 9:30, quarter to 10. 10 o'clock, I must have been snoring. I said, just don't bother me. I'm out. I had to go. I went fishing this morning. Got up at 5:15. We did a little bit, caught a ladyfish, some trout. It was real slow. We were after the major feeding time, and but then I went home, and it was about. I had breakfast out, and I went home. It's about 12:31, and I told my wife I'm going to sleep for about an hour or two. I slept till 4 o'clock. I feel a whole lot better now. I got a good night's sleep last night, but I still needed more. But it takes sometimes when you go through stuff like that, it just takes a couple, 3 days to get back into the routine again. It's like changing time zones, radical time zones. When I lived in Alaska to here, it's 4 hours. I mean, you change up quite a bit. And what are you gonna do? You get a little older, you get cranky. So I needed my sleep. I don't know if you guys ever been through that, but man, the airport, that sucked. I'd never seen that, but they were nice. They did give us a Legion emailed me vouchers, $50 to everybody. So all in all, I think they spent about $1,500, $2,000 between the perks, the $8 voucher, $50 flight voucher, and then the all those pizzas. I mean, honestly, that really was nice. They felt sorry for us, and I'm really surprised earlier in the night that they didn't cancel the flight so people could have made arrangements. But then I think they were trying to avoid all the big hotel bills. They would have got killed. We had almost a packed flight. I would say maybe 8 or 9 seats in the whole flight wasn't taken. So, and these people hung around. So I thought that was really nice. And there was only a couple loudmouths that were complaining. So, but overall, that's what happened. And that I said all that to say, Munchie Monday came and passed. Tomorrow I'll have up my food video that was scheduled. I was going to edit and finish it off on Sunday when I got in, and lo and behold, I do this all the time religiously every Sunday evening. And lo and behold, that screwed me up something royal. I thought I was getting in early, so it'll go up tomorrow. So there's a method to my madness, and there's a reason why I didn't do that, and that was irritating me to no end. I had other things I wanted to do today, but I'm just now getting back in the routine. So we'll be here this week. And so we talked about that. So Christmas time, tell me. I'm curious if you guys are going nuts. Look, I'm a husband, just like most of you guys. Uh, we all wait for the last minute to get things for my wife. And I know my wife is watching, so I'm being very careful what I say. But this week I am doing Christmas shopping. I fish, and we'll talk about it in a little bit. I really do look at the saloon tables, and I'm going to give you all that information again. I'm pushing you guys to really take that serious when I say that, because it's a very, very big help. And it's like the Farmer's Almanac. I mean, there's a lot of truth to that. But anyway, Christmas time is busy. I can't stand the malls. I don't like all that. Now, us guys, we have to admit it. If we're going after something on hunting or sporting, fishing, or even sporting, we'll make it through hell and back because we want it. You know how that is. But I don't really like. I'm not a window shopper. I never was. Um, I don't really like Bass Pro. I love Cabela's, but since Bass Pro brought it out, I hate to say it, and if you guys are real big supporters of that, they did a number on Cabela's with pricing. Really did a number. The prices are up now, and things are going to change, and they're not changing for the better. I saw my good Daiwa reels, the LC5s, go up $15 already in cost. I don't like that. But Cabela's was in straits financially, and so Bass Pro, they're now a monopoly, and they're the biggest one in the country. So we have to deal with that now. But I go online for a lot of my stuff, and I'll give you sites as I buy stuff. Sometimes I buy like my fishing line, and others I'll go directly to China or Taiwan, somewhere in Asia, wherever they make it, and I buy 3 or 4, sometimes up to 6 big rolls. But I'm paying $40 and $50 a roll. Well, here they're like $149. So I've saved a tremendous amount. I still fish with the line, and it's nothing less than fabulous. But Uh, I have other things that are great. Oh yeah. Well, let me say this. Let me help some of you guys out. I know you're shopping. Yeah, there goes Bass Pro sponsorship. Absolutely out the door. I'm not a Bass Pro sponsor. Abs, and I don't care about that. Their pricing. I'll give you an example. Being that you brought that up, Tom, let me tell you what happened today. I'm looking for a loophole 2x7 by 32 rifle scope. I have a model Winchester 94 30-30. I've had it for like 35 years. So I'm going to put a scope on it. And the way they mount, the only way to do this without doing anything crazy to the barrel, and I'm not going to ruin it, on the left side of the, I believe that's the chamber, they've got screws there. So you take some of them out, and they have a L-shaped offset mount. I got my gun at a gunsmith here in Tennessee, and he already drilled and gave me a sling holder. So I'm going to put a nice leather sling on there for deer hunting this year, and I want to put a nice scope on there. And I don't need a 40. I don't need a 4x12. I mean, I'm not shooting something 250, 300 yards away. It's a brush gun, so it's going to be 150 yards or less for a bullseye. Well, this loophole is excellent. First, it's made in Oregon. It's made in a good old USA, lifetime warranty. It's fog-proof, it's waterproof, and it's shock-proof. I'm not going to prove those points. I'm going to take care of it. But this mount, I had called Bass Pro about it. It's offset about a half inch to the left because I have top eject where the bullets come out, the casings. Anyway, I said all this to say I called Bass Pro, and they want $199. It's not on sale. It's $199, which isn't unreasonable. Well, I call, and part of my thing tonight was to give you guys some other places to look for some really good, if you're looking for hunting or sporting, I'm going to give you some sites here. It's Sport Optics. I type terrible. Sportoptics.com and Planet Optics. You can buy quite a bit of stuff. You need to look on there. Planetoptics.com. You guys take note of that. Those are great. Those two companies are great. I bought just recently. My son and I bought Ruger 1022s. I bought two. I've got a takedown model, which has a threaded barrel. I was real happy about, and we have two of the collector series number 3. They were only $199. These guns. They were excellent. They're fixed. You can't do any modifications to the barrel of them. You can put different stock on it. But anyway, I compared their prices with Bass Pro. It was ridiculous night and day. So today I'm comparing pricing with Loophole. They're $199. I have a couple of Bass Pro cards I'm going to get rid of. I don't shop at Bass Pro for nothing, unless they're the only ones that have it, and I have no choice. So anyway, $199 with, and hopefully I have $225, so that'll get it down to like $150. So that'll be reasonable. I go to Planet Optics. I've already got it down to $174. They can sell it to me, and they have it on sale for what is it? Once. Well, there's two types of reticles. You can get, like Nikon has, they introduce a BDC reticle, which is a bullet drop compensator, which has little marks on it for windage and the drop elevation. So you can see 25, 50, 75-yard increments. Anyway, they're really accurate. So we bought two of the Nikons from Planet Optics. We got them for $109. They're excellent. And so now this Loophole, here they want $199 at Bass Pro. Planet Optics already killed them. So, and they're willing to negotiate with me. But what I'm saying is, even without a coupon, I get 15% off, and their price is already less than Bass Pro by a long shot. So there goes the sponsorship. You're right. But the people that really are the good companies, hopefully they will, as our channel grows, and as we have this giveaway, we want to bring on, we've brought quite a few subscribers on. We need to keep growing this. Hopefully, if we do get a sponsorship, you guys will know about it, and we'll use a lot of those things for giveaways as well. but I'm upfront with you. But I will tell the truth. So if I do get sponsored in any area, fishing or hunting, I'm going to tell you just like it is. And I'll put it to test in the field. And if it holds up, it holds up. If it doesn't, well, then that's what you're going to hear about. But let me address this. Mr. Ed, you shoot some of Jack's body on some trout, very good. Alligator. I've been to St. Augustine. Now it's beautiful. I want to go fishing there. I want to fish the beach over there. I hear that's a really good place for reds. But yeah, I've been to St. Augustine a couple of times. It's absolutely gorgeous. And his barbecue sauce is good. I've got some of it. I've got his seasoning, Jack seasoning, and I put it on fish and on chicken. And really, it's a combination of all good spices. Really great. So if you guys like it, go to Cooking with Jack and you can get some of his seasonings. They really are good. Very, very, very nice. But getting back to Christmas, let me just give you guys uh, a little help. If your wife, you think you got a chance of getting her out there with you, I don't care if it's hunting or fishing, and you want to have some alone time, and it's really good. You will bond. It is nice. My wife, thank God, really, she loves the outdoors. Granted, she's not anal like me. She's not going to do the crazy stuff like maybe camping when it's real cold and stuff like that. And, probably not going to go hunting with me. I'm intense at whatever I do. But fishing, oh man, she's excellent. Excellent. It's hard to get up super early in the morning with her, but she's really, I know she's watching, but it really is the truth. I've been blessed, and she loves it. And I like dressing her up, so I get some cool shirts, pullovers, and she loves them. And they're UPF 50 rated. They're really nice. So that's just a suggestion if you guys want to think about clothes, think about what they like, a woman likes, and some nice UPF 50 shirts. They're so cool. I mean, they're beautiful. They're beautiful. So that's one way to get her. And then, if you start seeing you got an inroad there, go out, either take her to a store. She might get confused, or just give her an outfit. Give her, a rod and reel. Buy her something. Or buy her own 22 rifle and go to the range or go to the woods with her. And I'm telling you, you'll have a blast. And that's the best way to get together and to get closer. To create some common interest areas where you guys both truly like it. And some of it maybe has to be learned. It's okay. But look, I'm going to say this for myself too. The pendulum swings both ways. I've got to do things. I hung out with AIM yesterday. We went around, and we really had a nice time. We went to a nice party last night. They just had little finger foods, and the desserts were nice. It was nice. Did I know anybody? No, not a soul. They're all the realtors, but she knew them, said hello, and then we sat there by ourselves, and it was great. It was absolutely great. Now, and I will address. Nice to have you on board, and that fishing guy. I know that's your name. Let us know where you're from, and I will answer those questions. I'll give you a time on here. Jack's World, how you doing, bro? Let me know where you guys are from. I love that you guys are on board with me tonight. I really do. And I'm not going to keep these really super long. Oh, Tennessee. Good, man. Tell me where you're from in Tennessee. And you see let me give you my email address. 2019 gmail.com. Send me an email also. Let me know where you're from. In Nashville. Oh, nice. I'm over there in Mount Juliet. Hey, we need to hook up sometime and do some fishing. We'll do some YouTube videos and show everybody. Absolutely. Love to meet you. But that's just some ideas for Christmas. Now, listen, we got this giveaway. This is for real. Your comments have been excellent. I probably got 50, 60 new subscribers, which is awesome. This is truly a no string attached $250 cash giveaway. Going to be unraveled on January 1st. So this is for real. The only hitch is I want you guys to be subscribers. I want you guys to be part of the Fish Hook Nation. I'm really looking forward to meeting a lot of people that subscribe to the channel. I hate to refer, you guys are just like me. I don't like to be referred to as a subscriber, but you guys are supporters of the channel. Merry Christmas, Robert. Nice to have you on board, brother, from Knoxville, Tennessee. But just this giveaway is good. All you have to be, one guy asked, I got a text this morning. It came in the middle of the night. He said, what do I have to do? I thought it was clear on there, but I'll say it again. All you have to do to be eligible in this, in this drawing for $250 is to be plain, just simple, a subscriber. Go to Fishhook 19 on YouTube and hit the subscribe button. Leave comments. Let me know, and I will answer. I answer every comment. I don't believe I missed any. I spent today a great while just answering and wishing Merry Christmas to everybody, and I mean that. I hope you guys really have a good Christmas this year. I know buying stuff, it's a pain in the neck. Well, let me say this. Yes, I absolutely got to vote. Absolutely. So I will definitely send me some information. Get a hold of me on my email, and we'll exchange some phone numbers. But this Christmas, just remember what it's all about. Don't get crazy. Don't get stupid at Christmas. I don't rush that you got to get. Listen, things come and go. We only have one life to live, and you want to live it pleasing to God. So keep the reason for the season at the foremost of what Christmas is all about. And if you guys are married, bless. Oh, yeah. Yeah, make a trip to Charleston. Oh, yeah. And that's what it's all about. And I want you guys to have a really wonderful Christmas, because Christmas should be wonderful. It's not about, my wife was asking me today, what should I get you? What do you need? You know, I should say like that song, all I need is RESPECT. I just want respect, love and respect. That's it. And that goes the same for her as well. Yes, giving gifts are tokens of love. You show to those that you love the most, and your family especially. You give gifts and you celebrate the birth of Jesus. It's a happy time, and you're celebrating this wonderful gift to all humanity, and then to each other, because you do love your spouse. The wives love the husband, husbands love the wives, and so forth. The boyfriends and girlfriends and what have you. It's a great time. It's a great time to be together. You know. Now, I want to tell you, there was I read it in the news today on the Saltwater Sportsman. Now, I can't believe how long it took, but since 2011, you know I love striped bass, and I'm really, striped bass and walleye is just top of my list. But back in 2011, some dude, I wrote it down here, Greg Meyerson, this dude got a world record striper, and this was weighed in at, and he did it, listen, it would have been bigger than this. You need to weigh it immediately. If I caught something that big, I'd be off the water, go to my nearest bait store and get it verified. He waited till the next morning, and he had it in the ice box. I guarantee you that thing lost weight. But this was a behemoth. This weighed 81 pounds, 14 ounces, and 54 inches long, almost 5 foot long. Can you believe that? A striped bass that big? His mouth must have opened up like this. They swallow a whole fish, half their size. Oh, it's unbelievable. Just like big lake trout, they do the same thing. They're carnivorous. Well, he caught it in 2011, just this past August, and I just found this out. I'm surprised I didn't see this before. They finally crowned him the king. That's the world record. It beat a previous record that some guy had for 29 years. And they finally conceded that he was the reigning champ. Can you believe that? 2011, I would have given up on it. But it took that long to do that. Now, the second closest came from, now I see there was somebody here from Virginia. I believe it's a guy, might be a girl, but I think it's a guy, Carrie Wolf. And he was on a boat trolling. He caught, from Bristol, Virginia, he caught a 74-pound striper. Can you believe that? These are huge. Now, in Tennessee, you guys that are from Tennessee will know this. In Tennessee, there's some really big. How you doing, Mike? All the way from California. Good to have you on board. We're loaded with striped bass. So is California. From coast to coast, the fisheries have stocked them. Now, stripers from the ocean will not reproduce in fresh water because, from what I'm told, they need like 72 hours of unique current to incubate the eggs. Well, we don't have that. They're usually in the stock dams and so forth. And like in Tennessee now, in Florida, I was told that, and it's true, up in the St. Johns River, stripers have migrated down there. Whether they were actually put in there by hatcheries, I don't know, but they migrated in. It's amazing. But a river, you've got running water there. So anyway, we fish for striper. You can fish year round in Tennessee. They're all over the place. You just got to know where their haunts are, where they're all the way up the Cumberland River. We got a tremendous fishery in the state of Tennessee, and out of I would go tongue strung now, but one of the dams here, they've caught them in the 70-pound range, large, really large striped bass. That's huge to fight something like that. And both of these particular fish here, the world record were caught on 80-pound mono, and happened to be Andy mono, which is excellent mono. Andy's making braid now too. So anyway, but I just wanted to give you the upshot on the newest stripers. But people are regularly have stripers from all the way up north, of course, even in Maine. Like you saw our Maine videos. If you guys haven't checked it, we did a vacation this past summer for 10 days. We went to Maine. And we caught a ton of stripers, and a ton. There was about a dozen caught on the boat. They were smaller, 24, 26 inch, but they were very sluggish to bite there. At least where we were, very, very sluggish. We were just drifting some cut bait and using little Atlantic mackerels, cut up mackerels for that. But so much for striped bass. I wanted to tell you and remind you guys, I'm going to give you a site. It's solunarforecast.com.
Did your
No, not yet.
You didn't? I'm so sorry. I'll
So she's bringing me coffee. solunarforecast.com. If you guys save that, bookmark that, I cannot explain to you enough the importance. You should be checking your tides if you're near saltwater. This is the guys that are near saltwater. Check your tides. Check your sunrise, sunset, so you know the dust times, because light affects fishing dramatically. And please look up Solunar Forecast. It's like a farmer's almanac, and everything gets tied in with the moon, the gravitational pull. If you're directly under the moon, if it's behind the moon, if it's a setting moon, all of this has a direct contrast to pressures, to stronger tides. When the moon is full moon, we have the biggest tides. Like a couple of weeks ago, I put together a pompano video, and we were fishing for pompano, wade fishing, that by a power plant, but the tide was like almost 3 foot above the normal high tide. We had extremely high tide, and thereby a lot of times a very long tide, that even in low tide it was extremely high. So there are key times you want to fish that. Now we were in a place where they hit a lot more than the major fishing time and the minor, but they really do work. So when you put in your zip code in Soluna Forecast, if you look on the very top, I do this all the time, and I got it saved in my taskbar here because it's something I go to a lot. Put in your zip code of where you will be fishing. Anywhere in the world this works. And these Soluna forecasts were good for offshore fishing as well, like going over reefs and over sunken wrecks. Absolutely. And you know right away when to expect. Thank you. Thank you. And when to expect your fish to bite, when you expect a feeding zone or a frenzy. You want to be in the ballpark. Now, everything varies, sometimes a half hour to an hour, depending on when the tide comes in. It's all around where the tide comes in. So look at that. Like, for example, tomorrow morning I'm going to go out fishing. I'm going to wade fish, and I'm fishing over here. I mean, there's ladyfish, the speckled trout have really rebounded tremendously. The speckled trout. And so we're fishing, and I like to do all artificial. I do fresh bait at times. I'll do shrimp. I might tip. I might just throw out some live shrimp out there. I don't know, but I'm waiting out there. And I never go no higher really than my waist and lower. I mean that's about as safe as I want to go. And the water was a little bit murky today, so and the wind came just slightly. It picked up a little bit, but it's calling for 6 o'clock in the morning is a major feeding time. I believe it's till 7:30. This one's about an hour and a half. If I remember correctly, I put my zip code in, and that can vary by a half hour to an hour. Give yourself 3 or 4 hours and fish into it and out of it, and that's a major one. And then also they've got minor, which is 12 hours later, usually at the end when a tide changes, and it's on the after it usually comes out to about an hour after the tide changes. At that point, after the low, because once you hit a high tide, you usually have roughly about an hour of what it's just even. It just nothing happens. It's just, and then the tide changes. Remember, when the tide changes, water currents change. Bait fish start go on the move. Now they're moving out to sea. What do you think? The predator fish come after them, so they start, and therefore there's a migration and an activity of feeding, and sometimes it's really good feeding. So just to give you an idea of how important the saloon tables are. I know I sound like a broken record, but these are some of the tools. This is our arsenal: reading, learning the tides, looking at the weather, checking them when the sun comes up, sun goes down, and looking at the Soluna tables. Put it together, and your chances of success are going to go up. Remember, don't be the 90% that catch 10% of the fish. Be the part of the 10% that catch 90% of the fish. That's what it's all about. You want to be successful. It doesn't necessarily mean you got to bring them home, but it's a lot more fun getting a tug on the line. I got quite a few today. It was good. I lost I don't know how many. They just weren't really committing, but that was okay. I don't have a problem. I don't have a problem. Mr. Red, let me say, gotta go, but man, good to talk to you. Nice to hear from you. And we will see you again on this next week. And by the way, this next week is the week of Christmas. So Christmas Eve is on a Tuesday, and the following week too. New Year's Eve is on a Tuesday. We're going to move it to the day after. We're going to do it on believe it's going to be on 2 Thursdays in a row. You guys have your lives. Hey, man, Eric B. Let me see. Let me read this. I fished that pond, but everything. I'm the guy without the waders. Oh, yeah? Well, send me, let me give you my email again. I've been wanting to get a hold of you. I'm here now this week. I think at Gmail without the waiters. All right. Give me an email, Eric. Send me a number, and then maybe we'll hook up this week and we'll do some fishing. But I'll be here all week. But the Soluna tables really do play a point, guys. So this channel, I mean, one of the very big primary focuses of Fisher is to educate. I want to tell you what I've learned. I learn a lot by listening. I watch other fishermen. I don't know all the tricks in the book. There's so many guys out there. You gotta sift through the BS, sift through all the guys. Come on, everybody brags. Everybody's entitled to their bragging rights, but until you get to the meat and potatoes and you find out what they do, there's a lot of great YouTube videos from captains up in the Northeast that show how they tie their knots and what they do. And it's no fanfare. It's just right on the money, black and white. what they do, and I can tell right away. I've been on enough charter boats that it's the real deal, and that's what you want, and that's what I want for this channel to be the real deal. There's no fanfare, there's no push that I want you to buy the type of tackle that I have. None of that. But you buy what you're accustomed to. I own all kinds of tackle, all kinds of manufacturers, and they all make specific. Some of them make better than others. Some have a better assortment, but they all make good stuff. Just spend your money wisely and hold on to. I have so many reels and rods that I'll hold on. I'll pass on to my kids. They're good. They're good. I take care of them, and they're really good quality. So there's no one answer for anybody. If you're a Shimano man, hats off to you. If you like Fluger, if you like St. Croix, hats off to you. If it works for you, it doesn't make a difference. In fact, for example, the guy that caught the striped bass, the Royal Record, he was fishing a St. Croix rod. Now, St. Croix make great rods. I just don't like paying $200 or $300 a rod. I know how rough I am on equipment when I'm out there. You're on rocks, things can happen. But they really make excellent rods. And he was fishing not a Fluger. Oh man, I would. It's another brand of reel. That would be the ones that make the Cabo PTs. Begins with I forget, but he was fishing, and they're excellent reels. I've got them, and good rods and reels. And it doesn't make a difference really what you are if you're in the right place at the right time. In generally speaking, the guy, this guy Carey, that caught the 74-pounder of Bristol, Virginia, in the ocean there on the coast. Let me tell you, he was with a knowledgeable captain, and that captain, I guarantee you, check the Saluna table. He wants to have successful fishing ventures. You don't just go out there and be abstract-minded. You're not going to have much of a guide business. But if you study it, follow the fish, follow where they're fighting, where they're feeding, and then you talk with the other captains. I mean, everybody helps one another. Nobody owns the ocean or the waterways. You can get yourself a really good guide business, and you get a successful guide business. That's what it's all about, catching fish. That's the ultimate point. I mean, we do want to catch fish. Now, even the days I don't catch fish, let me tell you, I have a blast. Let me answer this question. This is good. Matt, what's my number one destination? Oh, man. There's a lot of places I like, but I got to tell you, Montauk Point is number one for me. If it's got to be the fish you want to catch. Stripers and blues, Montauk Point, Long Island. Look it up on, let me type that in for you guys so you know how to spell that. Montauk Point. Montauk Point, that's New York. That's at the tip of Long Island, where the Long Island Sound meets the Atlantic Ocean, and some violent currents there. Oh, yeah, you better know what you're doing. Some of the best fishing in the world for tuna and shark when they go up to the grounds over there. Oh, yeah, it's really awesome. But I fished, all the years I fished there, my buddy Steve, we fish right from the rocks. If you look at those videos, that is not bull. That's not hype. That is the real deal. There's nuts out there that I have wetsuits too, that they put a wetsuit on and they swim out to a rock. I'm not doing that. I'm not doing that for no fish. I ain't going to those waters. But I'll fish from the rocks. I have excellent gear. I got good corkers on, the boots with the carbide spikes. It's just awesome. Awesome experience. You owe it to yourself to go to some of these places because it's so famous. It's got one of the best surfs in the world. It's a strong surf there, and you got to watch it. It's one of the worst riptides ever. I got knocked like 10 to 12 foot to the left a couple of nights. I was out there fishing. I had no idea, like somebody blindsided me. I'm glad I didn't get knocked over, but I didn't know it. And I was in water only up to my knees, maybe a tad bit over, and I got picked up and moved 12 foot because I wasn't ready for it. So, but Montauk Point is cool. That's my number one if I'm going to do surf fishing. And I got to tell you, ice fishing, well, anywhere from the upper Midwest to all over Canada, that's probably my second thing that I really have enjoyed it. And that's fishing mainly for walleye. I absolutely love the walleye. I got introduced here in Tennessee at Dale Hollow Lake for walleye, and they're in all the lakes. I just fell in love with it, and it's the most tastiest fish in fresh water, like grouper is in salt water. Very very comparable. But that's what I like. So, but check the Saluna forecast, guys. Really check it. If you're gonna do the coastal fishing, gonna go in the ocean, really check it. It's interesting, and I believe that holds also for the for freshwater as well, because these are strong. Just activate feeding. The barometric pressure changes when it lowers, and things happen. And the fish go on a feeding binge on the front of a storm. The Saluna tables are all based on all of these factors coming together. When you know a storm's coming, like we did this at work here in Tennessee, this is hysterical. I would rush out of work sometimes at 4:30, 5 o'clock. I had my waders in my truck and one of my rods, and we would fish the lake. There's some abandoned boat entrances, different areas of the lake we go. We would take the boat out, and the fish would come in to spawn. We'd catch the hybrid and the stripers coming in to spawn. Now, I told you that stripers, when they spawn in there, but they can't have babies because it's not good fertile conditions. But the hybrids do. A hybrid is a mix between, and the fisheries have done a great job of this. Fisheries biologists, they have interbred a white bass, which fights tremendous like a striper, and a striped bass together to create what's a hybrid. They don't grow near as big as striped bass, but they've been known to grow into the 20s. And they've got a little bit of an arched back and an arched bottom, so you know right away that's a hybrid bass. What the stripe hybrid striped bass fight, hit like a rocket. They're the king. They're the king of those waters, and they give you a really good fight. They don't necessarily peel a line like a pompano's going to run or a jack is going to peel a Spanish mackerel. They don't do that. They'll just dog you and they'll fight you. And I'm telling you, it's like like that. They're shaking and banging their bodies left and right, and just digging deep and going down, trying to hide somewhere and break you off. Oh man, they are fighters like you have no idea. So we fish exclusively, me and my buddies, with 30-pound braid. But sometimes I put a leader on. Sometimes I go braid right to either a top water or to the jig, whatever I'm using. And man, top water is the bomb when they come into spawn. The top water action is second to nothing else that exhilarates more than seeing a top water bite. And we use spooks as an all-time favorite in fresh and salt water. They work fabulous. The jumping minnows are another great bait to have in all the different sizes. The same thing with the spooks, from the little junior spooks that are about 2 3/4 inches long to the big 6 inchers. Get them all, get them in different colors, and keep sharp 2x, at least 2x hooks on there. Because these stripers have been known to literally take a hook like that and flatten it out like that. Yeah, we've lost them. We've had big 7/0 hooks on 3 and 4 ounce jigs with 6 inch sluggo soft plastic bodies on them. Cast them into raging water when the dam is letting out, when they're lowering the level of the lakes, and we throw into there because a lot of these big dogs will hang in that rush water out of the way and just dart out and grab what they think is innocent bait. Well, let me tell you, we've had many of them on the line, and then we bring it back. This 7/0 hook is completely straight, and they have no teeth in their mouth. So it goes to tell you just how powerful these fish are fighting for their life. But they've got shoulders on them, and oh man, they pack a punch. And that's exciting to know, and it will test your tackle to no end. It's like pulling up a brick house out of the water. But stripers are number one for me. And there's a lot of good places to go. But keep the SalunaForecast.com. Even if you forget it, you remember the word Saluna, Google it, get it, put it in. And if you just if you do that the night before, you're in a new area, you're visiting family, and you want to go fishing, check those tables. And if it's salt water, check the tides. Do all of that, and you could turn a I don't know what the fishing's like. Instead of just going out there meandering, you go out there with a purpose, and you may bring a nice, beautiful fish home for dinner and surprise everybody. So that's why we talk like this. That's why we have these chatting sessions that we can talk about good stuff like this because this is the stuff that'll separate you guys from being average fishermen, weekend warriors, to guys that consistently put fish on the table. I love to eat fish. You guys, if you don't love it, you should learn to love it. Let me say it that way, very respectfully. Unless you have something wrong where you're allergic, check it out. It's extremely good source of protein for you. You can have it mostly with almost anything. Oh man, we've got some good. We've got another video coming in down the pike. I'll be producing it here for a week or two. When we're going to cook striped bass. I'm not going to tell you how, but Italian style. And this is a bass that's been in a deep frozen in my deep freeze for 3 years that I caught in the waters of Tennessee. I vacuum sealed it, I deep froze it, and let me tell you, when I defrosted it, it was like I just caught it the day before. So if you do that right, it'll be good. But let me say, you guys have asked me some questions. Mr. Redden, I know he's not on. He said, "Did you ever hear about the northern snakehead fish that they just found in Georgia back in October?" Yeah, that snakehead is an invasive species. I know it was introduced. Somebody brought it in, and I don't think it was actually introduced. I think somebody just brought it in our waters. But that is a very aggressive fish. Like we have a problem with the Asian carp in Tennessee. That it's really a very, very aggressive fish. It's ruining the eco balance, eating all these other ones. There's quite a few fish like that. That I think it was in Georgia where they put a bounty out. They want they would give a reward for as many of those snakeheads as they could get. We have an invasive species in Florida called the lionfish. Now they say their meat is phenomenal and has their spines are venomous, so you really better know what you're doing. But it's an invasive species, and they'll give you rewards. They want as many. They want them how to eradicate. Lots of luck. When they come in, they must reproduce really fast, and they're duplicating and duplicating. You can't stop it. I just read an article today in Europe. They brought in big king crab. The Russians did it back in the '60s. They brought it to the European waters there for food for their people, and they want to introduce it. So they introduced king crab. Holy mackerel! They say now that the king crab eats everything. The mullets, the clams, the other crustaceans out there, they're all at risk. That it is overtaking the other species. So that's a predominant predator in the ocean. And yet it's something that everybody has a palate for. They love crab. I love crab. I don't like cleaning crab. If I had a choice, I'm going to go with lobster 100 to 1 because it's chunk meat. It doesn't shred up. It's very hard. I'd pay somebody to get my crab out. I don't have fun uh, cutting a crab leg. First, they're much smaller. The skeletal system is totally different. They're very tasty. I love crab, but nothing like the way I like lobster. I like lobster way better. In fact, we got lobster here in Florida. We didn't catch it. There's a place called Steve's Produce. Charles Tatum knows about this. Right here on alternate 19, going towards Dunedin. And it's just a little produce market. It looks like a stand on the outside, but he actually has a facility inside a butcher's counter and everything. It's really small, but he's got it's the northern Maine lobster, just the tails. Very reasonable. They're two for $18 or $9.95 a piece. They're like 6 to 8 ounces. That's beautiful. So I got two. I think tomorrow night we're going to do a video on it. Me and Amy are going to do a Maine lobster dinner in Florida, of all places. And granted, I've only got the tail. I don't have the whole lobster there. I like it. She can't crack it and splatter me like she did up in Maine. But we had We had a hoot doing that. So anyway, we had a good time. If you guys have any other questions, I don't really, as it is, it's 55 minutes. We're into this. I don't want to keep you guys a lot. I hope if you do, send it on by. But guys, I hope you guys have a wonderful, wonderful Christmas. And please tell everybody about this giveaway. Uh, this is going to be a good one. $250, a prepaid Visa card. And it's going to be awesome, man. We really want to bless somebody and just make his or her day. I'm looking forward to that. And we're going to do a lot of these things, seasonal things, whether it be products we give out, we do a review and give it out. But that's all part of this channel. I believe in giving back. And if you guys will give us your time and your support, then we want to give back as well. We're having a blast doing this. My wife and I love doing that hot crab dip video. I'm telling you, that was not a put on. It was over the top. The dishes that we made were over the top. They were just delicious. That seafood stuffing is my number one video. Is going nuts. That Thanksgiving seafood. In fact, it's really the first time we ever made a seafood stuffing. It was fabulous. Having crabs, scallops, and shrimp in there. That was a perfect marriage. Try it sometime, guys. But listen, I'm going to end it now. It's 56 minutes. I've had a great time talking to you guys. All you guys, thanks so much from all over the country. Anybody else that's tuning in, if you're brand new to Fishhook, I'm Charles. I'm it. And we've got everything from seafood dinner, seafood reviews, fishing. We'll have hunting on that now as hunting season gets underway. And we'll be showing the stuff that we're doing. And I hope you guys will hang in for the ride. Hope you guys subscribe. Oh, yeah, I'll be fishing tomorrow. Yeah, get a hold of me on Gmail tonight, Eric, and I'll talk to you about that. Absolutely. I want to make a plan for tomorrow. But, guys, I love you, and I really do appreciate your support of the channel. And I look forward to, please send me, I gave you our email, fishhook2019@gmail.com. I really want your pictures. If you got recipes, I don't care if it's in the world of cooking or the world of fishing or hunting. And I'm going to post it on Instagram and give you guys all the kudos for it. Again, Merry Christmas, Happy New Year, and I will be in touch next week. And I want to hear good stuff that happened for you guys at Christmas. I really hope you get what you want, and I hope Santa gives you everything that you wanted this year. And again, until I see you next week, Merry Christmas and have a great night, guys. Bye. Merry Christmas, Aaron.